It's just straight talk, no chase conversation. Once she left, we'll just take the journey back to when I was 4. My father did what he did. I hated my father until he took his last breath. So I carried that hate over and over and over and over. And toxic, just toxic, everyone I came in contact with. I had a lot of money, but I mean, what's the money when you're not happy? They'll continue to be toxic, and everyone you meet, whatever male you meet, same thing. You transfer that pain. And I wasn't interested in after I got that karma back. And we all know karma is everybody knows that word. But after I got that karma back, I didn't want that pain. I didn't want to transfer the pain, I didn't want it. I wasn't interested. No pain for me, I wasn't interested. So that's why I was able to take the...
So for me, I had to get back to what I like to call going back to the basics. There's no way I could have been in a successful relationship with a successful marriage if I can't communicate with my kids, if I can't communicate with my dad or my mom.
We all have our uniqueness and power, whether you realize it or not. And it's important, what are you going to do with it? Are you going to be the type of one kind of like a corporation and abuse people and get out of it? Or are you going to take your power and do it for something good, pushing people forward, what we're trying to do here today? Me personally, I've had it on both ends. I've had it on the end where I was in the streets, I was manipulating a lot of people, and I built up a certain power in the streets and did a lot of things on purpose to hurt people in different ways. So that was the power that I had on that side. Now I have the same sense of power even today, but I'm using it at a different rate to help people the way we're helping people now. So you can choose. It can be either on the bad side or be on the great side.
I went off and married a woman, because I looked at her, damn, she got nice. At the time she had a drop top BMW. Damn, she's working for Arthur Anderson, she's doing well. So I was like, damn, we can put this money together and make some things happen. And I had a big dream wedding in Jamaica, all this other good stuff. But she didn't tell me that she was going to get sued by the ex-boyfriend, so I had to pay $10,000 to get her off the hook for that. She didn't tell me that she had a shopping problem, spending $30,000 and all this crazy shit. She didn't tell me that, but I had the list. This is my list, this is what I want. She might be an 8-month-old child. I had Kennedy from 8 months to 3 years old. In Michigan, living by myself. A lot of people don't know that. My mother knew it. My mother would come up every so often and help me with the baby, but she suffered from postpartum. So some of that I could understand, but when she started to cheat and all that stuff, I'm like, postpartum is the baby, trip it over and fall on his business. You gotta do something about it.
Wait, say that again?
Postpartum, I could understand the postpartum saying she didn't want the child, and she didn't want the marriage, but when the cheat started, and again, these conversations, they're straight talk.
Yeah, right.
Straight talk. Say it again, she just said repeat those words, just repeat that.
I said, postpartum didn't make you trip over and fall on his dick. A cheat is a cheat. You recall,
I need you to repeat that for the camera, man. I was laughing. Just the whole James Evans part.
Last good man was James.
There you go.
James died. This one got that school bus drive. Had Keith thought he was going. They take him out the project. Keith broke his leg.
That's what you get a man to get out.
See, you gotta.
For a couple of days, I felt that I was ready to continue our journey discussing one of the best emotional feelings that we can have. The only way for us to truly understand love is for us to know how to love ourselves first. No matter what we are discussing, it always starts with self first. Loving ourselves can be difficult for some people. I know a lot of people will say that if you have a bad family background, chances are you will not know how to love yourself or anyone else. That can very well be so, but I know for myself, my family background was great. I had 2 loving parents and both set of grandparents.
I just started off with that. Leading Brother Trent was taught, he likes to say, turning the mirror inward. That's how you say it, right? Yeah, and I like to just say, yeah, okay, brother, I'm not gonna test it. I like to say self-reflection. It's to me the same thing. Whatever you're doing, it starts with you. Whatever it is, whatever concept, whatever faith system you have, it starts with you. So in order to do that, it's kind of like, his brother Hill likes, he works out a lot, and keep yourself in shape and fit. Before you have to even start that path, you have to kind of like detox yourself, detox your mind, detox your spirit, your soul, and then go on the path of starting accomplishing whatever goals you have to, physically or whatever. Same thing about falling in love with yourself first. Before you do that, you have to cleanse yourself of all the negative stuff. Because if you still got the negative stuff in there and you try, it's not going to work. It's just science. It's just the way it is. So before you get to the point of appreciating yourself and everything, you have to start loving yourself. And a lot of times what we do, I'll give you an example, when we try to do it without the cleansing, we'll go, like Brother Trent talked about, break up with somebody, try to find somebody to replace that person, so forth and so forth. And then what we'll find is that we're attracting the same exact person.
Can I say something? Well, I just want to take the time to introduce my wife and myself. My name is Othel Menace. I met Trent. I called him one of his talk shows a while back, and we've had a pretty good, going back and forth, communications or whatever like that. The next time I got in contact with him, quite naturally I'm married and everything like that. So my wife, she speaks out on mental health issues. We're focusing on the black community, but it's a big ordeal, of course. But she speaks out on bipolar schizophrenia in the black community, how we as a people are not getting diagnosed like we should, and you can live with it. It's just like in some instances, like getting diagnosed, taking a pill, just like people take pills for high blood pressure, for anything else, to keep yourself healthy, because if you're not mentally strong, you can't be physically strong. So that's I say it's a ministry within our marriage.
I will speak because I have a story to tell. I've written 6 books, all about what I've gone through in my life, and it started off with one person. I started journaling, and she was like, "Hey, there's a lot of people asking for this stuff." I'm like, "Yeah, get out of here. I'm not even a professional writer. What are you talking about? No training, none of that. None of that." So after I saw the following on this, it was like, "Wow, this is nice." I gave those books away for 2 years because I was actually writing to heal myself. Trying to figure out life, trying to figure out where my success was. My success is standing here, where I could actually, this was on my own nickel. I drove in there. Anthony said, "Tammy has an event. All right, coming over. Give him the first date." But picking up the check, that goes back to, but you're always going to say, "Hey, maybe he's having a little trouble and all of this stuff." And go, that was the red flag right there. We see these red flags, even like with Teresa, my ex-wife. I saw the red flag when she spent $30,000 on blinds and, in a new house. That was some bullshit. But I let it go. I let it go because I wanted that trophy.
I forgot to warn y'all about
Just the blind? There was blinds and a few other things. $30,000. So, but I wanted the trophy. We had the Jamaican wedding and all of this stuff, and had 100 of our friends go to the island and all this stuff. Oh, I'm just, man, this is, hey, I got a trophy wife. I'm changing lives. That's what it's about. As far as with these women with the, knowing your work, like this brother Aaron was talking about. You guys have to start winning for yourselves. That's the only way that you're gonna get outside this side of life. You win for yourself. Don't base everything on man. Just like you said, you got your own. I'm hoping you walk past that brother when you sit there. There's a lot of them. Got that man up there. Exactly. And you don't have to be in a relationship to man. We talked about this last week in Houston. Me personally, I believe that marriage is.
Oh, but
She's just crazy about him. She really loves his
Yeah, why are you sitting next to her husband?
She loves
What's going on here?
At our
Take those
Christmas
words back.
parties, they get together and get the Christmas carols together.
That's good
They
stuff
do,
there.
at our Christmas parties. You know, we have Christmas parties after the.
But with that, that's wonderful, that's great. But those are examples of like what Anthony was talking about. Get back to knowing our ancestors. They set examples. This microwave relationship stuff now that's going on. It's microwave. Pop that in the, hey, let me